Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to another video. Today, I want to do a little bit of a training for you guys. I want to break down a strategy that we've been using inside of our own communities for the last few years, which works really well at growing your own groups, but also moving people along the spectrum of becoming buyers. This is something that we've kind of deemed as the winning workshop flow. And it's a really cool way for people to start growing their communities, but also end up filling up their inbox with people who want to buy their products, buy their offers. And this is a big reason why we've been able to close thousands of sales with dollar products, $12,000 products, with quick, easy conversations, and sure as heck without sales calls. So I'm going to draw a little bit for you guys today. I know I am not the artist or anything like that, but I think the visual representation does a really good job at painting a picture as to what you guys would be doing and how this process actually works. And a quick shameless plug, if you guys want to chat about potentially working with us inside of Group Juice, one of our signature offers that has helped our students turn their communities into millions of dollars in sales online. All throughout the month of September, we are running a discount, which means at the end of this month, the entry price does go up by $850. So if you want to chat about that, shoot me a DM. But obviously, by no means is that a prerequisite. But we'll dive into my computer and I'll kind of talk about this and what it looks like in your business. So that way you can actually start making simple sales through your community and actually growing your community at the exact same time. So what I'm actually going to be talking about today is essentially a lead magnet, but a lead magnet on steroids, right? Everybody wants to generate leads. They want to give away these ebooks and all these different things to like start generating leads. But this is that same principle, but it's like on a completely different level, right? It will get your clients wins. It will grow your community, and it will also stack your inbox full of sales opportunities when done correctly. So when I'm mapping this out for a potential client, obviously we need to kind of start with the offer. And for this example, I'm going to use a totally off the wall niche, right? I'm going to use an example to talk about this so that way you guys can start visualizing that this will work with whatever type of business you run or whatever type of community you have. So for this example, I'm going to use a female fitness coach who helps women lose weight after having a baby. So that's kind of their main offer, right? Let's say they run a 6-month program where they help women lose weight, feel good about themselves, get their pre baby body back, etc. All these other things that would kind of come into this, but that's as at its core would be their offer, right? They're helping women lose weight postpartum after having kids, feeling good about themselves, getting fit for summer, etc. And that's kind of the who they're working with and the offer they're optimizing to sell. Now this will work with any offer you're optimizing to sell, but once we're kind of clear on the mechanism that you're using to monetize, make sales, etc., we can start working backwards from there around who would need this offer, right? And that's what we're going to use for the winning workshop flow that you guys will end up having and using inside of your community, right? So this is the overall goal that you would potentially want, right? This is where you're going to make your money. This is where you're going to work with your clients, right? And this is what you're optimizing to do in your business is this thing. Enroll more clients in your paid opportunities and your paid offers. So what we need to really start doing is working backwards from there and looking at who actually needs this product, who it's for, what it helps people do. And ideally, if we can help somebody get a quick win inside of their life or business prior to even offering to work with them in your paid product, that's the best case scenario. So then what we're going to end up doing is like you have your free group. Okay, we've got free group. But inside of this free group, what we're going to do is we're going to nail a specific outcome either to the free community as a whole or to a workshop that you would end up putting in the group. And by workshop, I mean you could run a one-day live event. You could do pre-recorded videos, ultimately putting some trainings and some resources inside of this community to help the people that come in get to this actual transformation or this goal, or gets them to the point of even needing the offer that you have. So this is what that would look like. So pause the recording for a second, but this is a good example of potentially what you would put inside of this group. Okay, you got who you are, who you help, results and transformations. This is going to be a big one. If you have any of your own transformations, you have client transformations, like shoot a video on that. Talk about stories, talk about examples. Hey, this is the mom who was felt this way after she had her baby and was struggling with, postpartum depression and all these different things, and we started getting her diet right and her fitness plan right, and she started to feel good about herself. Like, this is a picture of her here and this is a picture of her here, right? Like, people want to see the transformations, and then a potential 30-day plan around a specific result, right? Give some meals away, give some recipes away, give away some workout plans, right? Hey, your 30-day plan to losing 5 pounds. Okay. And then an invite to chat. Now, I think best case scenario would be potentially like a little bit of a live workshop, an intensive. Then you can turn around and create all this public content around people participating in this free live thing with you. But these are things that will end up living inside of your group that will work for you over and over and over again, because then we can start growing the group and they can go watch a video talking about your story, your journey, your mission, like why you started this business or why you started potentially helping women lose weight postpartum, who you help, right? This will be an example of like why, again, another video talking about why you've made it your mission, right? The things that happen when you start doing these things that you talk about. How will you feel when you start eating these recipes or following these meal plans, or putting more energy into fitness, or like time tips and tricks. Okay, like also talking about, hey, how do you find time to work out when you have a brand new baby? Okay, how do you have find time to work out when you're working a job, or maybe you're a single mom and you got multiple kids and you feel like you don't have time, right? 15-minute workouts at home, etc. And then obviously results, transformations. If you don't have these yet, don't lie, right? Don't say you've helped so and so do this. You can also look at like documenting the journey as well. Hey, I am currently here and I'm taking my body and my fitness to here by following the plan that I help my clients do, right? There's a very easy way to pre-sell your offers if you're just doing what you sell, right? Which is you would think would be common, but some people sell processes that they're not actually doing. And then don't be afraid to give away some good shit. Don't be afraid to give away some good tactics that will actually help somebody get some results, because if they come in and they follow your plans or they follow any type of process that you give them and they get a result, they're going to be more inclined to buy your offer. It's going to be a very easy sale for them to buy your offer because they already believe in what you gave them, because it already worked. If they came in and they lost 5 pounds with the 30-day plan, hey, if they were able to still eat dessert and they had, they were still losing weight, like they're going to want to talk to you about working closer because they're already enjoying the process that you're using. And then more importantly, you could do the last would be like an invite to chat, or potentially talking about your offer. Hey, I'm looking for 3 women that want to do this with me over the next 6 months. We're going to do this together. Then we're going to do this together. And then we're going to do this. And like, send me a message, right? I'd be more than happy to find out if this would be a good fit for you and where you're currently at. So this is ultimately what we would end up putting inside of your community. And we usually like to do this as soon as possible. Sometimes you might have to try it a few times. You might have to run through different variations of this, but this has been a key ingredient to us having very easy sales. Now, what ends up happening when you end up doing this is you put like this workshop inside of your community. What then ends up happening is then we have infinite opportunities to grow our group and build relationships with our audience at scale, and also start building our inbox full of sales opportunities. So then we can take our public content and then it just refeeds people back into the workshop. Okay, then we can talk about our free group, but we can talk about the workshop that you just ran. If we tied this to a very specific result, a lot of the front end marketing and the content can just become, hey, who wants their 30-day plan? To do XYZ, right? So then it just becomes this really cool flywheel effect of you being able to talk about the things that are inside of your group, inside of your public content, which then takes them through this journey of even getting ready for the offer that you have to sell. Now, we've been doing this over and over and over again for the last few years, and it works extremely well at growing your group and getting people sending messages to you that are like, hey, I'm ready to buy. Can you send me the link? We had a inbound message yesterday from somebody that said, hey, we're ready. I'm ready. Can you send me the checkout? And they signed up with us for $1,000 a month coaching program. So as a bit of a recap, what we're doing is we're kind of starting backwards from your offer, right? You have what you're selling, and we're kind of working backwards from that, and we're looking at who would need this. Okay, then we're loading that into a free workshop, free workshop inside of your community. Okay, we're starting with the offer. We're working backwards from the offer. Who actually needs it? Okay, who's this for? What have you done? Some results, etc. Give them something of value that will like make their time in your offer even easier. Okay, if they're already consistently, creating content and you help people grow their audiences, it's going to be a lot easier for you to help them take their following from where it is now to where it wants to be, because they're already in a routine, right? Or hey, if it's like, if we help people grow and monetize communities, it's going to be a lot easier for us to help them take their community from, a barren wasteland that isn't generating clients to $10,000 a month if they already have their community set up. Their group is already built, right? Then we just need to come in and we need to help them put a workshop in there like this, or we need to help them, start creating content in there. We need to help them do the things because it's already in place, right? So, as an example, with this example, hey, if you help women lose weight postpartum, if they're already dieting and they're already in a routine, it's going to be easier for you to work with them inside of your coaching program. So think about that when I say work backwards. Like, look at who would be the best person inside of the thing you're selling, and use your free content or your free live event to get them to that position, right? Look at the perfect person that you would potentially want to work with, and that's kind of what you want to get them to. Now, the biggest thing in the online space is people try to sell their offers to the wrong people. Hey, people aren't buying my high ticket offer or my high ticket service. Well, do they even know what you do? Do they even have the problem that needs to be solved in your offer, right? So the natural thing that happens when we help people start fixing problems is the next problem that gets created when you fix something. Like I just mentioned, right? If somebody has their group and they've already set up their community, the next thing they're going to ask themselves is like, hey, what do I put in my group? How do I generate leads and sales for my group? And that's what we would want to use as the angle for the offer, would be the next step after your free live event. Okay. So after the free, and you guys can do this either free live event, like live interactive with the people, or you can do it pre-recorded. But then you're going to take that to your public content. Public content simply can talk about the free live event. Okay. That becomes your main thing you're selling, the main thing you're talking about in your public content. Because it's going to build relationships with people. It's going to get people to know who you are. It's going to help them learn about the services you offer and the things that you don't offer. Then your public content ends up pushing them into the free group / workshop, right? I'm not going to write that out. But then on that back end of the workshop, you chat with folks. Right now, and sometimes if you have like a less expensive offer, you won't have to talk to them as much. But this is a really good example, and I'll give you guys an actual visual representation of how we're using this in our own business right now. So this is our free school group. We've done this in our free school group. We've done this in our free paid community, our free Facebook groups. We've done this with a lot of different communities, so it's not exclusive to school. So just full transparency. You could do this however you wanted. You technically could do this without a community if you want, but we're big on the community piece in business as a whole. But as an example, we have our group, right? Free group. We post content in here daily, etc. But what we did is we ran a free 5-day live event right here. We did this live interactive with the people. We did it on Zoom. So this is a free 5-day live event talking about the simplest way to turn the social media account you already have into your first or next $10,000 profit online. Right. So this comes with presentations, action steps, homework, intro, proof of concept, simple way to start their online business. Each day comes with a stacked document, resources, scripts, templates, as well as action steps for people to follow, and Q&A sessions. Right. So we did this completely for free for everybody in the group that wanted to come hang out. They could come hang out with us. So what we're doing on the surface is we're getting people a result. We're helping them get their business set up, right? We're helping them learn about the business model, the processes they're using before they ever even pay us for anything, right? It makes us working with them in a paid situation a lot easier because they kind of already understand, right? They know what they're going to be doing. They know that they're going to be playing this game for longer term, etc. Like we use the workshop to kind of train our audiences and let them know what we do and what we don't do in our own business. That way they can decide, hey, I don't like these guys. Like, I don't want to work with them. Or they're like, these are my people. I'm going to potentially move further along with them in a paid opportunity. So we have the full 5-day live event. But then if you notice what we're doing here is we have your next steps, like level up your business. And this is an actual invitation to a paid offer. Okay. So what we're doing on our public content is we're taking people from our socials, from our social media content. We're driving people to this free 5-day live event, which then helps them and gives them value in these 5 days and also gets exposure to a paid offer right here. So that's a visual representation of the winning workshop flow, right? Look at the thing you're selling, look at front loading it inside of your community, run a live event, run a workshop, or even if you're using a lead magnet and you have like a lead magnet in your business right now, look at changing that into like an actual workshop. Okay, you could do this as you could chop up it into pieces and do a video on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that becomes the mechanism that you use to grow your community and you end up selling off the back end of it. And that's all I got for you guys today, right? This is a very powerful concept that we've been using for the last few years, which has worked extremely well at making all sorts of sales in our business. So if you want an easier time converting your potential community members or your people in your audiences on your paid offers, I would 100% give this a try. And if you want some help around doing this yourself or looking at your business from a different perspective, give me a shout and I'll see you guys in the next video.